Burna Boy election. Our streets are not happy with Burna, man. Fake activism. I'm looking for the stories he posted. Yeah, found it. So Burna said, I don't know why it's a big deal. I don't know why it's a big deal to some Nigerians that have not been vocal about the elections. Personally, I have a candidate that I believe in. I've never supported any political party or candidate in my life because I don't want to make you vote and then blame me when the person fucks up as usual. That being said, I hope all votes count and I hope the best man wins. We'll get back to what IODG said. Okay, it's like he replied this guy in his DM. He said, wow, Namumu like this. First of all, sir, out of the hundreds of songs I have, there are only about 7 songs about this topic and they barely made me any money at all. I've positively contributed more to Nigeria than you all 3 candidates combined. And neither me nor my parents have ever taken a kobo from the government for any reason. So I'm more than qualified to tell people like you to shut the fuck up when you don't know what you are talking about. The guy said, dear Burna Boy, let me clear it up for you. It's a big deal because you position yourself as a politically conscious activist who cares about positive change. You are profited of the same, share internationally, blah 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 blah. Okay, I like what the guy said at the end. He said, however, it's your constitutional right to be apathetic, which is true. Like you are free to participate or not participate. But the question comes, and I think the question a lot of people have: if we're gonna give celebrities all this fame, all this money, all this love, all this shop for their concerts, stay till 3 a.m. even when they match our head. If we're gonna do all of that for these celebrities, what responsibilities do they have to us as a celebrity? And this question has been a recurring one from time and time. How much responsibility do they have to making sure they do the right thing? And the same thing goes for corporations. I was having a conversation in the barber shop the other day. They were like, about Dangote. They said Dangote is just a businessman. And I personally, I don't like Dangote because Dangote has done, people praise Dangote so much and say Dangote has created jobs, Dangote has established businesses in Nigeria, Dangote has done this, done that. But I'm like, Dangote has not done anything for the Nigerian public. Like, not to my knowledge. He has not built any institutions. He has not given back to the Nigerian people in any tangible way. But people in the barbershop were like, oh, he pays his staff salary, he pays his taxes, he doesn't need to do any other thing. But I disagree. I think the people that have accumulated the most resources in our society owe the public to a degree. I don't know how I can phrase it in a way that is not authoritarian, but owe the public to a degree. I don't want to call it charity, but they owe us some kind of reparations. Because look at someone like Dangote, yeah? Dangote has not produced anything that we would not have had if a Dangote did not exist. For example, if Dangote did not exist, Nigerians will still have cement. If Dangote did not exist, Nigerians will still have salt. If Dangote did not exist, we'll still have pasta. If Dangote did not exist, we'll still have sugar. So Dangote is the one that has profited from Nigerians. It's not the other way around. Nigerians have not profited from having someone like Dangote. So if anything, we are even suffering because our products are not the best, but we are being charged at high rates. That kind of thing. So I don't think Dangote has contributed to Nigerian people. He said, show us at least some respect and decency. Many celebs don't even understand what it means to be a public figure. I agree. And I think that's the problem. Over here abroad, they hold their celebrities to a certain level of standard. I mean, it has gone overboard with Twitter, woke culture, cancelling and things like that. It has gone overboard. But let's not overcorrect and now say our celebrities do not owe us anything. So maybe because some of them didn't expect this kind of fame. So over time, they didn't prepare for what we call public perception about your brand. Yeah, but that's just an excuse. You don't go into music or into... I think most of them, in fact, if anything, they expect too much fame from the beginning. maybe they didn't expect global fame, but to say they didn't expect this kind of fame is just an excuse for them. It's a cop out. It's a way of yeah, basically a cop out. So my problem with these celebrities, and back to the Burna issue. Burna was someone during NSAS that was very, very vocal, and Nigerians appreciated him for it. And I think his credibility among Nigerians increased a lot as a result of that activism. So if you're already going to start on that foot, if you're going to sing songs about people's plight and things like that, even if you're not going to sing songs, fine. Even if you didn't sing the songs, because it applies to everyone. But you that are singing songs, you are profiting from it. When you go on interviews abroad, you talk about Nigeria, the situation in Nigeria, and white people are like, ooh, wow, so tell me more about Nigeria. Wow, so in Nigeria they are suffering like this. You're going to sensationalize our stories. Oh my English. You're going to sensationalize our stories to people abroad. But during elections, during a very critical election, in which on one side there is a criminal, and then on the other side, I won't call him a saint, but there's an unknown hope. So it's kind of obvious. Even if you're not going to campaign for Obi, nobody asks you to do that. At least encourage people to vote. At least continue in that same activism you started. Encouraging people to vote, playing your part as someone with a large audience to educate people on the ins and outs about the election. Because if all we are going to do is complain about the government while not doing anything individually to facilitate a better country, how are we different from the government? And this is something I hear a lot, that Nigerians deserve the government they get. When you hear statements like that, they're very harsh. They're very, very harsh. For sometimes, in times like this, they sound very true. They sound very true. If you are going to criticize government, and then after criticizing government, after singing songs about government, after tweeting negatively about government, which we are supposed to do, don't get me wrong, but after doing all that, go back to our life of consumption, partying, clubbing, fucking, lack of education, lack of using your platform to contribute, then how are we any different from the government? Because at the end of the day, what we will be doing in that situation is enabling the government. Because, and this is something our elites don't realize, because nowadays we live in such an individualistic world where there is no community. When we see evil and we do nothing, we are aiding evil. And which goes back to the Tony Abraham thing. Everything is connected. Tony Abraham, is obvious that Tinubu is a criminal. Nobody has to tell you. It's obvious. Just looking at the state of Lagos alone, you can know the track record of this person of being a criminal. But yet, you're going to openly support such a person. Big ups to Macaroni, Pals, Patoranking, P Square AY, for sure. We need to highlight these heroes and legends. Yes. I think we're living through history right now. And that's crazy to even say. Because a lot of years go by, and a lot of generations go by when nothing spectacular happens. But there are some times like this that feel, while you are living in them, they feel like pillar points. And then years later, I don't think something like this will ever be forgotten. I don't think something like NSAS will ever be forgotten. And these names that you mentioned, Macaroni, Fowles, Patoranking, P Square, to a degree. P Square also has its negative sides during this election that were revealed during this election. But these guys, man, they played their part. They did their part. I mean, you don't have to go all out like the way these guys are going. Nobody's saying you should go all out. But how about decency? How about not promoting your song? Which we'll get to one of my favorites guys in a bit, Rema. Don Jazzy and the crew. And I will put it more on Don Jazzy than I'll put it on Rema or Era or the underlings, because it's from top to bottom. Why you posting yash on your page? Why you posting twerking on election day when you have not posted a political message? Or when you have not encouraged the people to go and do what is right? If you're not encouraging the people to do what is right, then how about holding on for the promotions? And then obviously, if you follow the Nigerian elections, we are going through a crisis now in terms of what it seemed like the people voted. The person that it seemed like people voted is not the person that came out as the winner of the election. That's the crisis we're going through right now. And in that kind of crisis, so obviously, in a normal election, after the election, everyone can go back to what they are doing immediately. It's fine. We declare the president. Usually, the president is the majority vote. So there's not really a case of a declaration of a president, and it's not supposed to be the case that people are not supposed to be happy after an election, because election means hope. Election means a time for people to choose a new leader. If a majority of the people choose a leader, then after an election result, the people are supposed to be happy. But then this election happened and no one is happy. Everybody is sad on Twitter. I mean, there are a few riffraffs here and there. Well, I won't call them riffraffs. Like I said, everybody's free to their political choice. But the mood is not one of hope in Nigeria now. So I think as a celebrity too, you have a responsibility to read the room. He said, what do you expect from a boy that made money at the age of 19? Justin Bieber said it in his song. Yeah, that's why I can't really blame Rema. My issue is with Don Jazzy. Let's go to Don Jazzy's Instagram and let's see. Let's just have a look at his timeline from election till now. Let's look at his timeline from election to now. And let's see what has been posted. So financial shege, emotional, spiritual shege. What's this? Which one is worst? Nigerian men over 30 be like nothing. When was this? 1 week ago. It was the elections. Stability. Oh. Nothing. Skits. Music. Nothing. Promo. Nothing. 14.5 million followers. Nothing for the Nigerian people. And these are people that serially profit from us. I get it from the capitalism point of view, like, don't want to post something that shows that you're in support of one thing and then alienate some of your fans or some of your potential income that might come from some people. But how about encouraging people to participate in the elections? How about honoring people that took out time to go and vote? How about honoring the hard work of people that want to see a better country? And this is another thing we like to do in this country as Nigerians. As Nigerians, we want to behave, because we're in a global world now, we want to behave like people abroad. But we are not people abroad. Our country is in a different situation from a US or UK. So our celebrities cannot move the same way a US or a UK celebrity moves. And another thing about our Nigerian celebrities is that they want to form global audience. Oh, I'm not just a Nigerian artist. I'm a global artist. I don't owe my allegiance to Nigerians. Motherfucker! If not for Nigeria, you wouldn't have been where you are in the first place. Nigeria made you. Nigerians made you. You didn't come out of the womb knowing about Afrobeat or with a talent to excel in Afrobeat. You are riding the Afrobeat waves. You are riding the Afrobeats. Everything that has been built from Fela till now. And even before Fela. So, who do you think you are that you can just come and be independent from your community? You can't just be independent from your community. It cannot happen like that. As a celebrity means someone that is celebrated in society. If you do not give us reasons to keep celebrating you, why are you going to be a celebrity? It's not just about songs. It's not just about movies. I'm tired of movies. Everything is rubbish. It's not about skit. It's not about your ability to entertain us. It cannot just be that alone. You need to offer value to the people for us to celebrate you. You're not the only one with a good voice. You're not the only one with good lyrics. There's so much musicians. There's so much artists. The reason people fuck with you is because they resonate with you in some type of way. And if people have chosen to resonate with you, you need to provide them with value. You need to show that you are a part of a community. So yeah, that's my beef with Burna. That's my beef with Rema. That's what I won't call it beef, man. I mean, these people don't care about me, but it's my beef with the Nigerian celebrities that we're in. Like, and I'm very disappointed in Maven. I'm very disappointed in Maven Record. I'm very disappointed in Don Jazzy, especially because I'm sure Rema era and everybody got their cue from them not to participate politically, and that would be wrong, man. Like Ladipo, shout out to Ladipo though. Ladipo is under Maven, but he voiced out. So maybe, well, I mean, he's a bit older than the other guys. He's been in the game for a minute, so I doubt Don Jazzy has the pull on him as he would have with someone like a Rema or an Era Star, which is why it's important to catch them young. Future level execs seeing this. But still, man, like, it's really sad. And even Rema has done some political type songs with Are You There and things like that. So, and I'm sure Rema would have had a lot to say. You know, it's good. Like, political dialogue is good. And even me, I mean, I'm kind of like a situation on this channel where I'm like, how much of politics do I want to get involved in? How much of educating myself do I want to do and also share with you guys? How much of my constitution do I know? How much of the laws do I know? How can I learn it and transmit this knowledge to you guys in an entertaining way? Even though I'm in London here, how can I don't have a UK British citizenship. I don't have that yet. Most of the Nigerians in London that came over the past few years, we don't have that yet. So we're still Nigerian to a degree. So, and you have to participate in your community. You owe your community a responsibility to participate. And this is another thing. Once you don't get involved in policies that affect you, you'll be forced to deal with it in your daily life. You'll be forced to deal with it as a Nigerian. Till you switch your pally to whichever pally you want to switch, you need to deal with Nigerian problems because you are indeed a Nigerian. And I think that's what a lot of us are not understanding. That's what a lot of us will never get. So, man, these celebrities, man, they need to do better. They really, really need to do better. And yeah, is there any other one in particular I wanted to highlight? The P-Square thing. I don't know if you guys saw the P-Square and Seun Kuti thing. In terms of P-Square being very vocal about supporting Buhari in the past. Like, videos came out of him supporting OBJ, things like that. Supporting some of the past political people that have wronged us. And I don't even think they should be dragged for that. I think supporting a wrong candidate is better than not supporting anything at all. Well, if you are paid and things, then that's a different conversation. If you are paid and you're supporting them because of the payments, and you know that this person is bad, but you're supporting, that's not a different conversation because then your integrity is on blast. Which is, I guess, what a lot of these celebrities are avoiding. They are avoiding campaigning for people that will disappoint them, as Burna Boy said. But that's not an excuse. That's a cop-out. It's just like, oh, because you know something might go wrong, I want to go out, but if I go out, I might lose my life, so I'm not going to go out at all. Things always go wrong. But as long as your intentions are fine, as long as you do your research, as long as you do your own due diligence, and you try to contribute in a way that is not harmful, then it's good to go. But contribute, and as a celebrity, and this is another thing. We've seen a lot of people now that they're tearing their PVCs. They're saying Jackpot is the way. Like, you can jackpot from being a Nigerian. A lot of people are, because our celebrities are setting these rules. And this is another thing. I disagree with people that say, oh, everybody should do their own part to fix Nigeria. That's how Nigeria will be fixed. Yes, but that is not how Nigeria will be fixed. All through civilization, countries being good, culture has never been set from the bottom up. Culture has always been set from the top down. What usually happens, you have a strong leader that comes into power. JF Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, Hitler, Julius Caesar. Name any great civilization, Queen Elizabeth. You have a strong leader that comes into powers and sets the culture of what he wants that country or nation to be. Then people follow that culture from the top down. That's what usually happens. Culture is never started from the ground up. People are not that organized. So the tone is usually set from the top down. So who sets those tones? People we look up to in society. Back then we had the kings and the royals. Now we have the celebrities and the influencers. These are the people we give all our money to. These are the people we trust in terms of this is the best brand to buy. They are the people that direct us, the people that get paid all the advertisement. Because we trust their opinion, because we look up to them. And there's nothing wrong to having role models in society. There's nothing wrong with having mentors in society. You need to have a mentor as a guy or a girl. All your mentorship can't come from your parents. So it's just a pity that the role and the responsibility celebrities have to play in society, they're not playing it. And then people that are holding these guys accountable, they're being dragged for it. So yeah, man. My voice is a bit gone today, so I'm not going to talk too long. But I just wanted to really touch on this, I just wanted to really touch on this. Let me know what you guys think about if celebrities need to participate in the elections, in the political movements and things like that. Or is it fuck it, man? Can they do what they want to do and get away with it?